Well, here we go again. Welcome back to Brad's Repair. Today we're going to be doing a couple things. The first one we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting a new set of spark plug wires on my Corolla. And then we have some other things that we need to do to my wife's car. But let's get started on this. So, distributor, wire, and then we have 4 to change. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have a little separator there, and then we have one right here. And the way I like to do this is, if you've never done these before, I'm gonna set this up real fast, get you guys all lined up. Alright, so let me go over here. And what I like to do is, if you've never changed plugs before, we're gonna remove these separators. Set them off to the side so we don't lose them. So that's 1 separator, and then 2. And not all cars will have spark plug separators. You can get these from parts houses. If your car doesn't have it, you can also get them off of Amazon relatively cheaply. Or you can, there's a little trick where people use zip ties the separator. So if you have zip ties laying around, and there's a bunch of videos on that. But if you've never changed spark plug wires before, the way I like to do it is, instead of ripping all these out at once, we're going to do it one at a time. That way you don't mess up your firing order, and you don't have to worry about chasing Google. So looking at this one, it actually has a little bit of moisture on it, which is not good. But these plug wires are original to the car. They actually have some cracking and dry rotting. So then we'll go down here, and each one of these has a little tension tab on it that we will be taking off. If you can't get to it with your hand, just take a little screwdriver, wedge behind it, and then pull it right out. And then there's that little tab that I was talking about that you'll pull out on. And then what we're going to do, since we know this is our old one, we'll lay that there. We'll get into our box here. Move that out of the way. Now we'll pull out all of our new ones. And we're just going to match it up to whatever one matches the length of that. So that one's just a little bit too short. And this one is a little bit longer, but that's a good candidate because it's probably going to be the longest one. That one's probably going to be 3 or 4, and then this one would definitely be 3 and 4. So this is our longest one. So what we're going to do, can you see down here at this distributor?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can see where my hand is. So then we're going to lock this back on. And you might have to wiggle it a little bit, kind of get it on there.
Well, hold on.
Let me get over on this side. See if I can't wiggle that in there. I think I got it that time. And they always want to fight just a little bit. I don't understand why. But just make sure that they're on there nice and good. You got this little locking retention cap that will keep them locked on there. So just make sure they're nice and seated. And what you're doing is there's this a little bit of a metal sticking out there. And then if I can pull this through just a little bit, I'll pull this cap back to kind of show you a little bit better. So there's a notch inside of there, and you're taking this and you're pushing it into another metal notch, and then you have this little bit of rubber around it here that you're trying to make sure presses into it, and then you have your little retaining clip that's on that. So that's one old one out of the way. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that and we're gonna press down. You'll hear it click. Sometimes you'll hear it, sometimes you'll feel it, but you want to make sure that you got a good, nice, solid connection. And make sure that your rubbers okay, pull that back off just a little bit. Okay. So what happened is we're going to hold this wire and we're going to press down. Now I felt it click on that time. So what happens is there's not a good tension between the wire and this little cover here. So sometimes you have to like actually make sure that that locked on there. So now we got that one in the back. Now we'll go on to our second one. And what you'll notice is how this wire was easy to slide in and out. This one not so much because it's so old. Like I said, these are the original, as far as I know, they're the original ones to the car. So it's been a 97, that's 25-ish years old. So now we found our next one. We're just gonna unclip that one. And then same thing again, we're going to take it and we're going to see which one is the best. Of course, looking at this earlier, I believe this was the next longest one, so we're going to utilize this one. So then I'm going to do this one. I'm just going to kind of set that in there for a second, and then I'm going to try to route this wire best I can back here, because not all of them will fit in a certain, it wants to be on there a certain way. And then when I get to this top one, I'll show you the inside of that, kind of see if we can get that on camera. Let's see if I can get a shot of that inside there. Not so much. Okay. That one might be too short, John. So let me try the other one. We might need just that little extra length on it. So we'll set that down in there. I wish I could have got a better image of inside there so you could see what I see, but it's there. You don't want to fight it in there because you run the risk of bending something. So just kind of work at it as you go. I even sometimes have to pull these little tabs back out of my way to get it to where I know what's in there, which probably isn't a bad idea, but we'll get it. There we go. I felt that one go on. So then there's a little bitty nipple right there. Okay, so now that we know it goes on, I'm gonna try to push this
Where you gonna go?
back through like this, and then right on there. Perfect. That bottom one's kind of tricky because once you've already put the other plugs on there, then you've got nowhere to really grab. So now I'm gonna go ahead, grab that one, and I felt it suck to it, so I'm always kind of leery sometimes of the style like this though, because sometimes I don't know. And then we put this over here. Where's my last one? Last one set there. I might have to do the same old trick again. If you can't get it going, or if you push this rubber through, the actual wire through that connector, then you just take this and you can push it in there and you can twist it like this till you get it to actually suck in there. So now it's actually got that metal piece out inside, and it's compressed the metal piece on this end of this plug wire. So then when you put that little plastic cap back on there, see how it closed it up a little bit? Now we can take this, we can feed it on through. Now that one you heard click, that's just to make sure that water and oil and all that don't really, like, more or less moisture, but if you have an oil leak or something, which surely I don't on this car anymore. So then we're going to work in kind of reverse order of how we want to set it up. So now we're all back together, and this is going to be our code start for this because I have not ran this car today. So if you want to hold that so that we make sure they don't fall, we'll give her a good start up real fast and see how she runs. So now we know she's running. We'll give her a few days. The only thing about spark plug wires or even spark plugs is you won't know a big difference for a couple of days. It's not like magic where you just stick it under and it's going to fix better. Stick them back in here and keep them for now, to make sure that what you got is going to be okay. Because like I said, I did 2 different sets of spark plug wires on this through an online service, and within the first 10 minutes of one set, one wire broke, and then I threw the original ones back on, and then I ordered another set, and then one of them broke. So that's it for this one. Now we're about to head out to my buddy's shop, and we're going to be working on something else on my wife's car, so we'll see you when we get there. Start it. Come on, one more time. Push. Ready? Push with all your might. Push, 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 push. And we'll do one more, and this is the last one. Come on, we can do it. Push, 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 push. Okay, good job, yay. Come on. All right, so what we're gonna be working on now is, if you watched my last video, we replaced the wheel hub bearing, and the other day when I did that, I noticed after the fact, and I unfortunately didn't get it in the video, but it looks like we have a broken ABS sensor. And so today we're going to be replacing that ABS sensor on this side. So to do that, we got to take the wheel off, and then directly behind it will be where the actual ABS sensor is. And as you've seen, I got my little mechanic with me today. She's gonna be helping Daddy out, so let's go ahead and get to it. First, I'm gonna grab my impact just to get this off real fast. That's one. That's two. Say 3, 4, and that's 5. Good deal. Say, John, can you get the wheel out of the way for us? make sure not to hit our viewers so they can still watch what's going on. You want to say hi to everybody? Can you say hi? Yeah, say hi. All right. You want to go John for a second? Here go John. Okay. So, hand me that light, please. What we're going to be replacing today is the ABS sensor, like I said. So, if we look right back here behind this rotor, we're going to go to the back side of it, and right there, see if I can get that. Yeah, that bolt right there, that's your sensor. That wire is going to run from there. It's going to run all the way up into that. It's going to run across into that one. Then it's actually going to cross behind over here, and then it's going to come out from the back side here. It'll run up to that retaining clip, and then it'll run behind this piece right here where it's actually connected. So shouldn't be too hard. I replaced this one once, but like I said, from the other day when we were doing it, I think I accidentally broke it, and so we're going to be replacing it. So to do that, I believe that is a 10mm socket. Okay, so like I said, we're going to go back here to right there. Get that on there. Let's see if we can get the other way here. Try to do this one-handed. There we go. And it's not very tight at all. You want to hold this? Thank you. Look guys, this stuff's so easy. My 17-month-old daughter's out here. 17-month-old, 17-month-old daughter is out here doing it with me. Can't even talk today. So, like I said, all it is just simply loosen that bolt there. And then there's the sensor. And then I don't know if I can get that to pick up or not. That is not how that's supposed to look. You shouldn't be able to see into the end of that right there at the tip of my finger. It's actually supposed to be closed off. And when I took it out the other day, it actually had those little metal prongs right there sticking out with the plastic casing fell out of it. So depending on how tight these are, you can get a screwdriver back here. Sometimes you can just take your fingers, especially if it's broken anyway. There's no point worrying about it, so we're just going to rip it out of there like that. And remember, it crosses over. Then we'll go to this side. Try to keep the lighting good for you. And then we'll unplug it from there. And then we're going to leave it laying across there. And what we're going to do is go right here. Got these little plastic, what do you call these, Leonard? Retaining clips? These little body panel clips, they're called retaining clips, aren't they? These ones that you just pop out with like a screwdriver. Retaining, just like, yeah. Can you grab me a screwdriver? So then all you had to do is just pry on it. This little piece right here for to pick it up is actually what kind of locks it in there. And then this piece there just simply falls out. And then I'm gonna try to see if I can get, yeah. So that piece just falls out and then the other piece just holds it on. They're garbage, which is why you can get them in multi-packs relatively cheap. And then fold that back right there. And then you can see right here where it's clicked in. That's the actual end of that ABS sensor. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that out real fast. Set you guys down right there. Get a little light here. You push in on it and then it just pulls out. So let's see if I can duplicate that by holding this one-handed. So this will actually go in here like this. Spin that around. Make sure the locking piece is facing towards you. You're going to push it in, so you'll have that clip, which will be right down here. You'll push in on it, like that, and then it just pulls right out. And then we can not have to worry about that. We can drop that out of the way like that. And then we're just gonna pull it off of our last little rubber grommet retaining clip there. Then that's it. That's the old one. Tell nobody.
Good thing you edit this shit.
Look, like I'll tell them, like I've told you, I'm not an import guy, I'm a Chevy guy. Yeah, I should have, but you know, tomato, tomato. So, to review a little bit, that's not what it's supposed to look like. This is what it's supposed to look like. And it's real simple, so if you want to go back to holding that for me for the moment, kind sir. We're gonna go back up in here. I feel it's easier to kind of start up here. It's the way I started last time. We'll go back up in here like we did, because I'd rather verify that this is actually the correct one. That clicked right in, so that's perfect. So now there's a little bit of a notch right here in this panel, so you can kind of run it down. And then we're gonna go back into our rubber grommet. There, we're gonna run it behind it. Feed it behind the strut tower to our second grommet. It just simply push in there. We're gonna go around the front to toward the driver door. Click that one into that grommet. And then we're gonna move our work light out of the way. And then let me see if I can show you guys this. I don't know if I can get this on camera or not. That's your bolt hole. That's that. And as you can see, this will only go in one way. So you might have to work with it a little bit. If you twist it slightly, it'll be fine. As long as everything lines back up, you'll be A-okay. So let's see if we can get that to line back up in there. I'm gonna hold that. I've ran into a problem. It ain't fitting. That's not good. Let me check that other one. So that might mean that something's not fully seated in there. The only thing it couldn't be fully seated would be the hub. Yeah, I definitely gave it the beans the other day, so I don't know. Yeah, it's hitting and it's not fully seated. So we did find a problem. So now it's a guessing game of what happened.
Sure you got the right part?
Well, I'm definitely sure of that. It says set of two, left and right, 07 to 2013 Maxima, 09 to 14 new, but that's because it's one of those universal deals that fits this car and 13 other cars. And all of that looks similar. And that's about how much was broken off the other day. This one just doesn't have the steps in it, and this one does. Alright, so we're gonna try to figure out what's gone wrong, and then as soon as we figure it out, I'll get right back with you. Alright, so we got this figured out now. It apparently, I made a mistake in installing this last time, which luckily for me, we were able to figure this out. So in the side where the ABS sensor actually goes, there's actually a little notch. There's actually three. I'll show you on this old one. Here, here, and then up here. And one of those notches has to actually line up with that slot right there for this to go into. And when I took this off, I didn't think about the ABS sensor, and I guess I actually just ripped it out of there. So hence why I have to replace the ABS sensor, but also why it would not fit earlier. So we took it off, and I looked at it a few times, and my buddy looked at it a few times, and he was able to actually figure out that I was doing it wrong. But it's back together now, so, or in the right position anyway, so at least now we can actually put it back together. So I'll let you hold that, and we're gonna put this whole thing back together. And once I get these actually started, I'll verify one more time that that's where it needs to be at. Okay, so I've already got those two started. Would one of y'all be so kind as go turn that wheel for me?
Which way?
I guess first this way, so I can get that bottom one in, and then I'll have you spin it back the other way. But, as I have said many, many times, I'm not a professional. I'm doing this on my own with what little bit of knowledge I do have. And luckily I have friends that also know a thing or two as well. So fortunately, I was able to make this mistake so that you don't have to. And then you don't have to spend extra money to get a new ABS sensor like I did. So I think what I'm going to do now before I have you turn it is I'm going to go ahead and just try to give these a few ugga-duggas since I can get to these three with a breaker bar. Oh yeah, that's... Hell, it's tight, but it's loose. How does that work?
Put your sensor in before you take that.
I'm just tightening the top one real fast to make sure before I do that. So it would somewhat pull itself in. And then we spin that, and yeah, she's where she needs to be at now, so that's good. And she fits in her nice and tight. I bet you don't have a decently clean grease rag and or paper towel around here, do you? Just because I know if them sensors even get a little bit dirty, they'll throw that ABS light, and
You got a whole box and you didn't bring none with you?
yeah, they're in the
Roller.
in the roller.
There you go.
They're in the Project Amazon Prime car. Because literally almost every damn thing on that car is from Amazon Prime. We trying to do it on the cheap.
Probably why your car breaks all the time.
Big mouth.
It's okay. You know, job security.
I'm pretty sure if I go back in my video log, I can find a video where you said, and I quote, "Nothing goes on my truck except Amazon and AutoZone." Oh, you called me out first. Don't judge me. I'm not an import guy. I'm a Chevy guy. Now if you could spin the wheel the other way, that'd be super duper awesome. That'd be awesome sauce.
It's funny saying you're not an import guy. All you own is imports.
Don't judge me.
You know, me owning the Ford and Chevy.
You know why I own imports and not a Chevy? Because I can't afford a Chevy. Those things, that you're paying for a name at that point.
Just saying, I get $1,300 for my Chevy.
You drive a Chevy Cavalier. You know what I paid for tow Rolla?
Better than Rolla.
You know what I paid for Rolla?
Nothing.
Nothing. $3.99. No, it cost me about 4 years so far.
Yeah. Cost you 18, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's worth it, so.
Is it though?
Yeah, it's pretty worth it. It'll take longer to get these bolts back in than it will to actually get the job done. That I originally came here for. And now, back to the original,
Yeah, 129.
back to its original intended purpose of this broadcast, which is to put the stupid ABS sensor back in here and hopefully not break it this time.
Ain't there any yet?
I'm putting it in now. This is true. So much fun, so much fun. Good thing is if somebody's doing this and just replacing the ABS sensor, they're not going to have the issues that I just had. They can just put the sensor in and call it a done day. And if I remember correctly, I didn't even have to use the scan tool to clear these out last time either. So I'm hoping I don't have to again. You will want to remember though that these ABS sensors are plastic, so you don't have to tighten them to mock Jesus either. Alright, so now we'll grab a rotor.
You'll have to call her back when you get done. She just called you.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Clear right off of there. Get our rotor line back up, get our brake caliper out of the way. And then to hold that on, I'm gonna do like I did last time. Oh, nice and greedy, just the way I like it. You got any type of wire brush or anything? Just so I can get some of that rubber off of that where I had to beat that thing off of here. That'll work.
Brand spanking new.
This rotor was this hub assembly was a couple days ago. Ain't no more.
Not no more.
Not no more. But that's what these tests are for.
Don't do what this guy does.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Use that phrase at work a lot.
Yeah, that I can believe. Now we put the brake caliper bracket back on. It's one. I think that's the right size. That'd be it. I don't know the exact torque spec for that one, so we're just gonna throw a breaker bar on it. Good old few fist bumps there.
hit it until you bruise your hand, then you know it's tight enough.
Or just get you a rubber mallet.
Well, it looks like it's been chewed on by rats. Keep all that good.
Twerk it like you love it.
He was working on the car and he got hungry, so he took a bite out of it.
Hey,
That's
some
what happened.
cutters. You got some cutters? I don't even have a knife on me. Give me them. Them a cut. Just cut the zip tie. Ain't these mine?
No, I just bought those.
Pretty sure you stole these from me. I have these exact same ones.
Walmart
They're
special.
even blue and yellow and say Vice Grip.
Or do you just want some new ice cream?
I just need some new Vice Grip.
That's. How about those? Because these suck.
Don't break a.
These old, dollar store special.
Yeah, I hate those things.
You didn't even put the brake pads in.
Yes, I know. Trying to make sure I don't kink that brake line.
It's funny because these work better for mashing crimpers. Little butt connectors.
Mm-hmm.
They don't do real good.
Heads back on.
Wires.
Line those up in the notches.
Oop. That time she went down.
Good. It's the plastic.
You're okay.
It's just dirt. Smack them together.
There's our
back
back one. Now we just put our front one on.
See, we did need that water for something.
Oh, better.
Which these brake
Okay.
pads need to be replaced anyway. They're getting low. I'm gonna have to service those.
Okay.
Boom.
Yeah. She said, ew, your hands are dirty too.
Stupid thing fought me last time too. Sometimes it just needs a good smack.
Smoky.
They need to be replaced. They're getting kind of low.
Next video.
Next video. Should title this one "What Not to Do."
What not to do.
Got that one started. Don't you just love when everything bites you? Yeah, caught a thread. That's all I ever wanted. In the correct size socket.
Yeah, that probably helped too.
And to beat the crap out of the light that's
Already beat the crap out
already
of.
beat the crap out of. It's probably only uncalibrated by a whole lot now. It's fine. So probably 129 on there is probably like, 50, but it's fine.
50. Something like that.
Probably. Probably not, but maybe. Alright. Time for a hub nut.
What'd you do with that cutter thing?
No, it's right down there in that box.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Put that by hand. Break out the old Torquey wrench. What you want, Piggy Ray Ray? You gonna come help me again? You call that about right. So 129
Some change.
and some change ish on the foot pounds.
Probably not.
Hey, can you do me one more favor?
That's got a lot of favors.
Can you hold the brake? At least they're mostly set down or just grab something quickly.
It's a good thing, because I'm fat and I don't like to move. Alright.
There might be a nice Krispy Kreme donut in it for you.
Oh, I seen. He said, "Oh."
Make promises you can't keep.
Alright, that'll be it. Give you the old twisteroos. Cool, back together. So now all we gotta do is throw the wheel back on this thing and we'll be done. We got the new ABS sensor in, we got the wheel hub put back on, everything's torqued down correctly. And now all we gotta do is take this bungee cord off, put the wheel back on, torque the lug nuts on those. What did we say those were? About 80 for the lug nuts?
Yeah.
Lug nuts would be about 80 foot-pounds. The center hub for this car, which I'm sure, like most, it'd be the same for, like the ABS sensor is for 07 to 2013 Maximas and 2009 to 2014 Altimas. And if you want this, that's the part number there. It'd be the ABS 47910JA-2. We're gonna finish this up, and that's it pretty much for this episode. Don't do like I did. Learn from my mistakes, and like and subscribe. And I also recently started an Instagram, so go check that out. And I'll see you guys next time.